If you're debating between a gas engine, a hybrid EV, this Lexus NX 450h Plus is the perfect compromise. You get good EV range, you get decent power out of this, you've got good hybrid efficiency and some luxury features inside, and we're gonna take a full detailed look at everything coming right up. Let's get started. All right, y'all, let's take a look at the exterior details of this next-gen Lexus NX. So this plug-in hybrid is gonna look the same on the outside compared to the regular models. Now this is the luxury trim level from Lexus, so things are a little bit different than some other models. We have this large spindle grille from Lexus. You can see that we have fog lights down here. You've got the L-themed daytime running light over here, an LED turn signal, and these are the optional triple beam LED headlights right there, plus those LED fog lights. And these lights do a nice job. I have a night video showing them off at night, and the cornering lights. And this blue paint color stands out everywhere you go. This is called Grecian water paint. I think it looks pretty vibrant and nice. I'd like to know what you think. It looks good with some of the dark accents on this NX, plus these 20-inch wheels that you get on this luxury model. One nice thing that you get with Lexus, you get turn signals in the mirror, you get automatic dimming rearview mirrors, turn signals, automatic folding, and they can tilt down in reverse. Dimensionally, this NX is just a tad longer than the last generation at 103.5 inches long. Similar size, similar dimensions, similar looks overall. You're gonna get LED taillights back here and this almost connecting blade style LED tail lamp. I'd love to know what you think of that with the full LED bar. Now, cargo space for the NX is not the biggest priority, but it's not bad. You do get a kick sensor that you can wave your foot down there on this model, or optional, and space back here isn't great, but it's okay. I mean, if you compare this to the RAV4, no, you're not gonna get the same amount of space, but the actual cargo floor is decent size. So just for reference, there's a pretty standard sized backpack or carry-on suitcase kind of size. You've got a little cargo net on the side. You've got tie-down hooks. We have a 12-volt power outlet back here. And I love these little integrated hooks right there that you can sling some bags on, or grocery bags. You've got a cargo net hook right here. And on the other side, you're gonna get the same thing with another hook there. I really do appreciate those. And the width back here isn't too bad. Now under here, you're gonna get your 120-volt charging cord with the car, or a little storage area, but no spare tire. There's a first aid kit up there and a little bit more space. The other thing that surprises me is there's no 20% split fold in the middle, and you have to come to the second row to fold them down. There's a little bit of a ramp right here, but overall cargo space right here definitely opens up and it gives you some more space. But if this is your top priority, you're gonna wanna look somewhere else. Now Lexus gives us the smart key system standard, obviously just like other Lexus key fobs. You can remote start on the app, or you can 3-press the lock button to remote start on this one. They got power folding mirrors on here, and since this is the plug-in hybrid, you see the flashing lights and the vehicle started up. You just can't hear it because of the electric hybrid system. But one thing that Lexus changed, at least that I have noticed so far, is you can get in the vehicle without it shutting off. I mean, everything is still on, the AC's running, things like that. That is something new. Lexus used to make the vehicles shut off as soon as you unlocked it or opened the door, and then you'd have to restart it, but not in this one. And this Lexus has what's called the digital latch. There's not an actual pull-out door handle right here. There's just a little button to open the door like that. If you get locked out, you have to get a key and pull on this lever right here in order to undo that. But as we hop inside and look at these seats, check out this interior. This is a nice looking color. You can get different colors in this Lexus NX. We have these leather seats on this luxury model. Decent sized bolstering right here, and this chevron pattern for this leather seat quilting. The leather feels nice and soft. The seats themselves are comfortable. And down here you'll get 4-way lumbar support in addition to your height, tilt, and recline. No thigh extension or bolster adjustment or massage or anything quite like that. You will get memory settings on here, as well as your steering wheel on this luxury model. So it is a power, tilt, and telescoping wheel, and it has a pretty good range of motion. These seats are heated and ventilated, and you can program it to where they're automatic, or you can do your own different settings and even make it so that Lexus will make your seat hotter than the other seat or cooler than the other seat in automatic mode. Plus we have a heated steering wheel, and the entire steering wheel is heated, unlike some other older Lexus models where it would just be this section where you should put your hands. And this is my third round being able to drive the newer generation Lexus NX around, and I've been comfortable in these seats. I haven't really been able to complain about them at all. I drive them decent distances sometimes, and I don't have to make too many adjustments. It does feel a little bit tight around my legs. I'm 5'9", I'm not very big. It's a little bit narrow, I think, so if you're a bigger person, like to spread your legs, you're gonna wanna check it out yourself. Now, climbing into the back seat, if you're looking for a spacious back seat, you're gonna wanna look somewhere else. It's not bad, but this does get a little bit tight, even for somebody my size as the driver. Now, this does still give us this nice trim up here, a semi-soft material here, and soft material on your door, plus the same digital latch that you'll see in a little bit up front. That digital latch is there, it's electronic, so that you don't open your door on accident if a car is coming or a bicyclist or pedestrian. And sitting behind myself at 5'9", I've still got decent foot space under the seat. I've got enough knee space, so it's certainly doable, but car seats in here behind myself just don't quite work unless I move my seat up. I'll go behind that seat, which is all the way back, in just a second. Air conditioning vents are standard on here, plus you'll get USB charging ports and a 12-volt power outlet. Backseat passengers get this fold-down armrest with a decent-sized cup holder on each side, and it's actually pretty soft. Now I'm behind this seat, and I can actually sit here, you know, without it pushing into my knees, but it is definitely tight. So if you're super tall, you could scoot back, and somebody 5'9" could still somewhat comfortably sit behind you. Now, heated seats are optional for the back seat, no ventilated seats, and you can recline a little bit to get more comfortable. And headroom, as you can tell, is definitely still pretty good. All right, y'all, let's take a look at the interior here. So this is definitely different than the previous generation Lexus NX, and I think it is improved in most areas. So first of all, over on the door, you're gonna get open port wood right here. This actually feels nice. You've got nice soft material here on the door. Even the upper panel is somewhat soft. And then the digital latch, which is just a button to push. Now, if that fails or the battery fails, you can pull it to mechanically open it. And then the bottle holder is a little bit on the skinny side there. Lexus gives you a little storage area with a nice soft felt lining in there. You can open up your cargo door or your lift back. Now, the steering wheel controls are very interesting. And before I dive into that, let me show you this digital display. This is a standard 7-inch screen. It's not the whole thing left to right. You can kind of see the outline up by the temperature on the left and down there on the range right there. And although this gives you enough information, I'm a little bit underwhelmed at what all you can see. Basically, the only thing that really can change is what you see on the bottom. It's not nearly as detailed as some. You can change the way the tachometer looks, but just minimally. Now, overhead, there is a head-up display that has a good amount of information on this luxury model. There's even, you can even see when you push on the buttons on the steering wheel that things will pop up on this display up here. And I have it programmed to where I can change the head-up display mode to a regular mode, a standard mode, or kind of a minimalist mode where it'll just show the speed. Okay, so Lexus has this thing called touch tracer steering wheel controls, to where these don't actually have, you know, there's nothing printed on it. So you don't really know what it is. You can somewhat partially customize it, but watch, if I put my fingers on it, if you have the head-up display on, it'll go on there. If you don't have the head-up display, it'll go right here. So these are your options. So if you move your finger around, you can see that, and then you'll have to scroll through like cruise control. If you have cruise control activated, you won't be able to go to the other screen right here, like changing your display or your camera or whatever else you have programmed on here, which is kind of annoying. And then the same thing on the other side. This is the audio voice side, and you can somewhat customize this as well. You know, once you get used to it and you know where things are, it works well, but it can still be kind of annoying because you might be on this screen and accidentally push the phone button when really you're trying to push the mode button. It's just a little bit annoying. Lexus gives us rain sensing windshield wipers on here, and then this whole center console area with this larger 14-inch screen is the talk of the town here in this new NX. So this does have wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. That is a nice addition right here. If you go back to the Lexus screen, there's really a whole bunch that you can customize on here. I've seen a lot of people, you know, Toyota and Lexus get a lot of flack for their infotainment systems. I think it works fine. You have Wi-Fi, you have a decent audio system, which I'll talk about, navigation. You can customize a lot of different things as you see over here, including ambient lighting, whether or not your seats move, and things like that. So there's a lot that you can do on here. It's just maybe not quite as nice as some other infotainments, but I'm not going to complain about it. Now, the climate controls are actually built into the screen, and the screen here is large enough that that doesn't bother me. So you can expand your climate right here. Close that down. You can see more of your shortcuts and things like that on here too, to easily and quickly turn certain things off without having to dig into the screen too much. I appreciate that. Then you got your heated and ventilated seats, heated steering wheel buttons, things like that. Your actual temperature dials are built into the screen, so this is pretty cool. This is very interesting because it's like on the screen, but it'll show you that. Then you have one little volume knob right there. So Lexus actually has this optional parking system, this advanced parking here, and I'm not moving right now or in a parking spot, but it can help you park. And in addition to that, let me go into reverse. We have a 360 camera here too that you can see. You can access the camera by pushing this button, or once you go into gear, it will show you as well. Otherwise, I even have it programmed to show up when I touch a button on the steering wheel. Below that, you've got 2 USB charging ports, a little storage area, 1 storage area, no wireless charging mat on this particular model. You can get one though. And then under there is a 12-volt power outlet and a soft little hidden storage area. Now coming back even more, I'm not a fan of all this shiny piano black right here, but check it out. You can control a few different EV buttons right here. You have your brake hold button, parking brake. This is between electric vehicle mode or hybrid vehicle mode, or you can hold it down and it will go into charge mode, which will basically run the gas engine all the time to help charge the battery to give you some electric driving range. This auto button will fluctuate between electric or hybrid vehicle mode on its own. The cup holders are good size. They're in a good spot, not in the way of your shifter or your stuff down there. This armrest is nice and soft. We've got a button to open it up like this. Decent space in here as well, nothing too fancy. There's also a button on the other side to open it up like that. Lexus gives us a locking glove box, and then an optional feature is this digital rearview mirror. I really do like this. I know some people that have ridden with me don't like it at all. You can have it be a regular automatic dimming mirror if you want, or you can have it be a camera so you can see perfectly out the back. Sunglass holder built in, touch sensitive LED lighting, and then we just have your basic size moonroof right here. But check out this interior. So I mean, you have this nice interior color on the roof too. And thankfully Lexus gives us sliding visors instead of the slide out piece. And at night, I have a night review showing this off, but this has some new thematic ambient lighting, so definitely check that out. Now under the hood is where the real benefit comes to getting this NX 450h Plus. It's the plug-in hybrid aspect. Now you can get a regular turbo engine, you can get a hybrid engine, you can get this plug-in hybrid engine, which is the most fun and most efficient of them all. So under the hood, you get a 2.5 liter hybrid system with the plug-in aspect and larger battery, 304 horsepower and 37 miles of pure EV range. It is full-time all-wheel drive, and you'll get 36 miles per gallon combined in regular hybrid mode after you run out of those 37 miles of EV. Charging it is simple, so you don't have to have a huge battery with these plug-in hybrids where it takes forever to charge it up, and that's the only power source you have. You got a 120 volt plug that comes standard with this. You can plug it into your garage and have it charged overnight. Or you can get a 240 volt plug, put in your garage, get a cord. I'll put a link in the description of the cord that I personally have, and you can charge this thing to full in about 4.5 hours. All right, y'all, we are now getting on the road with this NX plug-in hybrid. So I'm gonna go through the different drive modes. I'm in auto mode right now, where most of the time, if you have enough battery charged, it will keep you in EV mode. However, if you stomp on it and you need more power, it will switch and turn the gas engine on, and then it'll go back into EV mode as long as you have enough battery power. So I'll keep it in auto mode for a second, and then we'll go into hybrid mode and just regular EV mode so you can see the difference between those. There's even a charge mode, which I'll talk about in a second too. So I'm accelerating here lightly, and then if I have to floor it, the gas engine turns on and you get some good power. And that is one thing about these plug-in hybrids, is that they have great power and torque. I mean, over 300 horsepower here in this car, and it's pretty zippy. Gas engine's still on. Now, overall driving dynamics of this NX, they're good. This has a lower center of gravity than it used to have. It's still got a soft suspension in here, and with that low center of gravity, especially with the weight of the battery down low, this does handle fairly well. Definitely better than it used to. That old NX did not really feel like a luxury vehicle. compared to other luxury vehicles at this point. The steering weight right here is also pretty good, and I think a lot of you will be happy with it. It's not super light and flimsy like pinky type turning, but it's not real hefty either. Okay, now I put us in hybrid vehicle mode. So this will act as if it's not a plug-in hybrid and just a regular hybrid. So you'll get gas power, you'll get battery power. So you'll get a combination of the two, and it's the same way it'll operate after you run out of your EV range. Now, if I put it in just pure EV mode, sometimes it takes a little while for the gas engine to shut off or for it to stop using it and be in pure EV mode. Especially if it's on a cold engine, just started it up, it probably doesn't want to turn it off right away. So right now we're in full EV mode. So we're going to get a look right here at acceleration in full EV mode. EV mode is super quiet, just like regular EVs. You don't hear anything, just a slight little whine sometimes. But so EV mode, pedal down. So you don't have the same power you get in hybrid mode, but you still get decent power, and it gets up to speed and you get that instant torque right away. Now I'm gonna put us in auto mode. Now we're still in EV mode because we have 24 miles of range, so unless I stomp on it, it's gonna really keep us in EV mode as much as possible. Going around the corner, easy to handle. Lower center of gravity, like I said, does just fine. Now if I get on it some more, like passing somebody, gas engine turns on. There we go. We have an eco mode, a normal mode, and a sport mode. I'm gonna put us in sport mode, and sport mode is gonna pull more of that engine power out because it's gonna try to be faster. This does still have RPMs like a regular engine, but it's a little different. You have a different tachometer most of the time for the EV and hybrid mode. This does have paddle shifters here too, if you want to pretend to shift your gears, because this has a continuous variable transmission, an CVT, an electronically controlled one, not your typical physical CVT. I don't really use them. They're slow, they're not the most responsive, not my favorite. Now I'm gonna put us back in normal mode, which is where I've kept it most of the time, and I've kept it in auto mode between hybrid and EV, and it's been perfect and perfectly seamless. Had no complaints with it at all. Now, quick note, this has Lexus Safety System 3.0, so you've got the full radar cruise control, more advanced lane keeping system, the pedestrian detection, things like that. It's the top end safety system from Lexus on this NX. And the head-up display is great. You can change between a full head-up display with a bunch of information or a couple more lighter and simplistic modes as well. Ergonomics in here, I think they're good. I like the storage cubbies. I like having a touchscreen now instead of that annoying little touchpad or mouse pad that Lexus has used before. There's soft materials in here. There's some cheap materials too. Definitely some cheap materials, but also some soft materials, and it seems like a good fit and finish in here. Steering wheel is comfortable to hold on to, and the plug-in hybrid aspect of this is one of my favorites because you don't have to worry about range, but you still get the benefits of an EV. I'm still just in auto mode. It's in EV mode. It doesn't need to turn on the gas engine, and there we go. And so on this road, I'm on a rough textured road. I've been on this before with pretty much every vehicle I've had. This is definitely quieter than the last generation NX. We have double pane laminated glass over here, which helps, and road noise is suppressed much more than it was in the previous gen. But let's go ahead and wrap things up. So to wrap things up on this 2023 Lexus NX 450h Plus, that's a mouthful, but this plug-in hybrid NX is a great balance of efficiency, EV range, luxury features, and some compact size as well. I would love to know what you think of this NX. It's improved overall over the last generation NX, still kind of small in some areas, but you've got to love this EV power plant in here, the hybrid power plant with it, the practicality that comes with it, and some of the nice luxury features inside too. But let me know what your thoughts are down below, whether or not you like it. A thumbs up would be super helpful, and have a great day.